Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team video, where today I'm going through the new Kill Team Hivestorm box for the 3rd edition of Kill Team. But before we get into things, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of today's video. Do you like it or not? And remember, I've got a Discord you can check out in the episode description below, and a affiliate link Games and a Patreon if you want to give me some more support as well. But thanks goes to Games Workshop for providing this to review for free. As always, I aim to be honest, impartial and constructively critical. But yeah, let's get on with the review. So if you weren't aware, Kill Team now has a new edition, and that edition is launching with the box Hivestorm. So I'll be going through that today, covering briefly the Kill Teams, the core book, but going more over the Hivestorm dossier and like solo mode and co-op. Well, not really like touching upon the new stuff. I'll save like most of that for like either the dedicated team review or the dedicated rulebook review, but we'll be briefly going through the box and, you know, just reviewing it. So inside the box for Hivestorm, it's actually pretty huge. Like, it's definitely the biggest box we've had for Kill Team, rivaling even that of like Into the Dark. So on the front, you've got a nice cover of the Vespids and the Scions. And then on the back, you have a more detailed picture of everything built and painted, listing what you get inside. So inside you get the core book, the Hivestorm dossier, assembly guide, token sheet, tokens for both kill teams, the approved up card pack, dice, as well as 2 full kill teams, and the Killzone Volkus, as well as the universal equipment pack. And then you also get a QR code sending you to Warhammer Community in the corner for a link to the free rules for all the kill teams, because they should be going up on pre-order or launch. I believe it's on pre-order day. Now, as you see, you get a lot of sprues inside. So as you can see, that's the Vespid and those are the Scions. And then this is a blow up of the Vespid sprue. So it's 10 unique Vespids. So it's not like 2 squads of 5. There are 10 unique ones, and the wings are basically their own sprue. So the interesting thing with the wings, they're actually interchangeable for most operatives. So if you're building the team, I recommend like cutting out all the wings first, then choosing which wings you want to go on, because some don't go on everybody. But otherwise, they're pretty interchangeable, as well as the heads, which is very nice. Then you've got the Scions here. Now, they're a bit more difficult because their arms are more fixed. So generally, arms are paired out here. The interesting thing that you get to build everything. The only problem is the plasma gun and melter gun share the same arms. But you can get away with putting the plasma gun arms on a normal hotshot las gun, just with a little bit of work. But otherwise, not as interchangeable, but you do get 10 helmeted heads as well as 10 bear heads as well. Then you've also got all the terrain inside. So this is all of Killzone Volkus mixed with some old Vertigus terrain. And this is the equipment sprue. So with the equipment sprue, you get 2 portable barricades, 2 comm devices, 2 barbed wires, 2 smoke grenades, 2 stun grenades, 2 frag grenades, 2 crack grenades, 2 heavy barricades, only 2 light barricades instead of 4, 2 ladders, 2 extended ladders and 2 deployed ladders, or holstered ladders. Then you've got 2 sets of mines, 2 ammo caches, as well as a measuring gauge for 6 inches, as well as the wedge. So actually, you've got a nice spread between 2 players. The only thing you don't get doubled up on are the barricades. And then the other problem with the ladders is I believe you don't use the compact ladders in gameplay, so it's kind of just like a modeling thing. You still get enough, which is generally pretty good. Then also you get our new Killzone board, which is 22 by 30 inches, which is a very grey ruined city fight board. And then you also get the card and token sheet. So in there you've also got all the bases and dice, as well as all the books and cards and tokens. As you can see, the approved ops. Oddly, no faction cards for each kill team, as we've got in prior boxes for Season 3 of the last edition. I guess it's a trade-off. We've got their faction tokens, but not their cards, but you have got the approved ops card pack. For both kill teams, you get starting off with the Tempestus Aquilons. They're an interesting kill team. They're quite forgiving. Everyone's 8 wounds with a 4-up save, and they hit on freeze. They have this drop mechanic, so they have to drop like 2 operatives turning point 1, and then all their operatives have to drop by turning point 2. They have 2 markers that start within 4 inches of your drop zone, then move 4 inches forwards at the start of every turning point, and then basically disappear after turning point 2. They're a forgiving team, and I think they're going to be like the beginner team, because they're going to be great for the start of the edition. Like for the first 1 or 2 months, they'll be really, really good. And then people will learn that if they just sit back, they can kind of just not, like let Scions go ahead turning point 2, and then just destroy them turning point 3 and 4. But otherwise, they're very solid. It's nice they hit on freeze. Their only weak link is probably the sniper. You never take the sniper, and you always take the sentry turret. But otherwise, they're very good kill team, fun, very beginner friendly, but I think they lack that kind of depth that'll make them truly threatening. They are still scary to face, like you can't rush into them because they have a melter gun, a plasma gun, and a melter bomb, so you have to be very careful of those, and they're quite good at like being denying turning point 1 and 2 because you have to wait for everyone to appear. So once you get your hang around how they deploy and how their dropping down works, they're a very good kill team. The Vespids, on the other hand, they are fun, right? They're all 5-up saves, 9 wounds, which is a new breakpoint we've had for kill team. They all fly, so they actually have pure flies. The Scions only have fly when they're basically going down from vantage points. But the thing about the Vespids is they get D3 plus 1 communion points if they have the drone in the kill zone, and their leader gives someone a free communion point when it activates, well, itself. So you technically have D3 plus 2, and you can get an equipment that lets you reroll the D3, and you can get another piece of equipment that lets your Vespid reroll, well, use a free communion point for mission actions. So they're not as limiting as you think, but you generally need to hold at least 2 communion points, one for your sniper and one for like your neutron grenade launcher, because you need your long range threats to not go for the closest targets, whereas your normal operatives are completely fine. Their other special ability is the neutron rule, so when they move, they get piercing 1 on their guns, which is very good. They are only 3 free damage hitting on 4s, but then they go to piercing 1 if they move, and if they do a crit, for each crit they do an additional 2 damage to the target operative. And like their leader can give one of the, well, can pick a strategic ploy to be free for the game, which is usually the balanced ploy, so they get balanced on shooting. Warriors get accurate 1, so they auto-retain. They actually have a lot of depth, but I think they're going to be the harder kill team to play because they are only 10 operatives, and effectively you only have 9 operatives that can kill. So you're more realistically a 9 operative kill team. It's very interesting, but I think they're very good. They're just way harder to play. So the way I would compare them, Scions are like just good, very easy for beginners, but they have a limited skill ceiling, whereas Vespid are more harder to play compared to the Scions, but have a way like higher skill ceiling, and they can pull off more tricks because they're more maneuverable and get into places faster. But I think there's a nice mix between both kill teams. Then you've also got the Killzone Volkus terrain, which is very, very nice. It's probably the best set of terrain now we have for kill team. Very dense. We've got 2 new fortresses, which are like enclosed spaces. They're really, really cool. So they are effectively, if you're inside the fortresses, you're better defended, but you're also more vulnerable. So they have like the condensed environment rule, like Into the Dark. So if someone's shooting you with a torrent, blast, or like devastating 2-inch or 1-inch or effectively old splash weapon, they gain lethal 5 upon their guns. But if someone's fighting you across, like let's say you're behind the wall in this fortress and someone's fighting you, even if they charged, you fight first because you're in a fortified position, which is really nice. The kill zone's nice and dense. The terrain is like really, really good. It's very, you can tell it's designed for kill team because everything's about 3 inches high every level, and we've interestingly got a double level kill zone when you look at one of the fortresses, but it's really fun to play on, and I think it's definitely the best open set we've had, probably the best set overall, and I can't wait for more people to get their hands on it and for it to be like all over tournaments. I think we can finally say goodbye to Season 1 terrain. Volkus Killzone is amazing. As for the core rules, I'll cover that separately, but there's been a lot of changes, streamlining. There's only 11 pages of core rules, cut down from, I believe, 30. It's a way more streamlined experience, and the book is a lot better. What I like is that in the book, you've got lots of designers' commentary everywhere, explaining stuff that is maybe potentially unclear from the rules and clarifying stuff, which is very nice, making it easier to understand. It has everything you need to play, as well as rules for solo mode, co-op mode, playing basic kill team without like none of the competitive stuff. The only thing that's annoying, it doesn't come with the equipment rules. That's in the Hivestorm dossier, which has all the rules for both kill team factions. And the equipment is a lot better. We now have universal equipment. You can only take 4 pieces of equipment unless you use your scouting option. Every equipment piece is limited to 1 choice. So you can't, for example, take 4 sets of mines or 4 heavy barricades. You can only take 1 of each, which is very interesting. Ladders are definitely the standout here because they basically make it easier to climb for everyone, only costing 1 inch to climb. But the downside is you can't use 2 different ladders during an activation. You can only use 1. So like if you were climbing up 2, you could only choose which one to give you the benefit from, which makes sense. Otherwise, you would just literally fly around the place. But it's very interesting. Grenades are more interesting too because they no longer have indirect, which was replaced with seek. So grenades only hit on 4s and they aren't really useful at actually clearing people out of cover. They're more for punishing people in the open, which kind of makes more sense. And then finally, you also get the approved ops card pack. And once again, I'll be doing a video for the approved ops, but it's really cool we got this, because the nice thing about the approved ops is this time it's actually, you can share it between two people. You get 12 tac ops, but you don't get to share the tac ops, but you can share everything else in the card pack, because you've got 2 sets of primary cards for each of your free scoring conditions. So you can actually get away with basically 2 people using one approved op cards pack, which is very nice. That's really cool. And it's a much more streamlined way to play. The game has changed quite drastically. We're down to 3 command points from 4 at the start of the game. You can't score turning point 1, so turning point 1 is basically all positioning, so it becomes a more stalematey game. You've got to focus more on killing with the kill op. It's very, very fun. I think the only problem is there's 9 missions, and like loot and sabotage are probably the most toxic missions, just because they literally either burn objectives or whoever wins initiative will just keep winning on the primary, which is kind of crazy. But otherwise, I think we've got too many missions. I would have liked 6, but more missions is better than less. So that's fine. That's all good there. But the approved ops is really cool. And it also has maps for Volkus, Galadark, Beta Decima, as well as blank maps for making your own terrain set maps, which is really nice there. I'm glad they included the blank maps there. So for the Kill Team Hivestorm Overview, I think it's a really good box. Would I recommend it? Yes. I think it's the basically perfect way to start the new edition of Kill Team. You get 2 very solid and nice looking kill teams. You get an amazing kill zone set. You get all the rules, as well as all the competitive rules with the approved ops card pack. You get all the equipment you need to play. Like, you get everything, basically everything. The only thing you're missing is technically your faction cards for both the Vespids and the Scions, but those are available for free online, so it's not the worst thing in the world. It's a hugely dense box. Like, it's so huge. There's so much in there, and the price is only £140. So it is a lot. It's more expensive than Octeris was 3 years ago, which was £125, but here you get way more content. And like, broken up, the kill zone is probably going to be £90 by itself, and each kill team is probably going to be £40. So if you're investing in this, even if you just want one kill team, you're going to be like saving so much money, especially as the proved up cards pack is probably going to be £20. Same for the equipment. So like, when you total it all together, it's like a really good deal, like crazy deal. So if you can buy this box, I'd highly recommend it. Hopefully Games Workshop has made enough and they haven't sold out. If they sold out, that is very frustrating, which, you know, because hopefully they've made enough for the new edition. And I really hope that Killzone Volkus gets broken down independently soon, so more people can get their hands on it if they can't or don't want to get Hivestorm. But I still think Hivestorm is really, really cool. I also forgot to mention in Hivestorm dossier, you also get, like, there's minimal narrative stuff. Narrative is effectively the same, like all forms of play are the same, but they have 6 unique missions where you kind of like drop in. So you have dedicated drop missions, which is really, really fun there. So they're not kill team locked. They're not dedicated to the Vespids or the Scions. So you could have like 6 Space Marines jumping in to like raid this place or blow up this place, or, you know, whatever comes to your mind, like Nurgle demons teleporting into, well, not Nurgle demons because they don't exist anymore, but you get what I mean. Any kill team can play those missions, which is really, really nice, making it more incentivized to, you know, use the Hivestorm dossier missions, although you're probably going to play approved ops. But I think it's really, really good. I would have gotten this 100% if I didn't get it for free, but it's just such a good deal. And I like, you're going to have fun with both kill teams. I'm painting up the Vespid. Well, I'm painting up both teams, but I'm having more fun with the Vespid, and the terrain's really good. You know, it's quite detailed, but I'm working away at it, but I think it's really good. And if things are to continue like this for the future of Kill Team, I'm very, very happy, and I think it's a very good buy that I heartily recommend. But that's pretty much it for me today. Please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of today's video. Do you like Hivestorm? Are you interested? Are you going to get it or you're not? And remember, I've got a Discord you can check down in the episode description below for free, an affiliate link at Element Games, and a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. And I'll quickly shout out my patrons. So for my adjuncts for the crew, I have Tom, Supercow, Steven, Sam, Nick, Mr. Meatwad, Mercenary Q, Lucas, John Thomas, Graham, Fangzu, Dave Meetswell, Dad of Goldens, Chris, and then for my veterans of the crew, I have Samja and Ryan. So thank you so much for all your support. It really means a lot to me and helps support the channel. But yeah, I have a bunch of video reviews today, you know. So you should check them all out, please. Obviously, this is more of a brief review because I'm covering everything else more in depth, but I still think Hivestorm is a great product, and I really hope there's enough for everyone to get because it's really good, and it's a great start to the 3rd edition of Kill Team. But remember, no matter what happens on Killzone Volkus, there's always a chance to win as long as you can roll a crit.